my name's Dane. I'm one of the vets here at Stretton Vets, part of the DNA Vetcare group, and we're talking today about euthanasia, when you know the time is right to put a pet to sleep, and the guide to the process for that. You know, obviously it's a very painful process that's come up a few times recently. It's been in the news, and I just think it's really important to talk about this very painful subject. When do you know the time is right to put your pet to sleep? Because obviously we have these pets and we love them so dearly, and we want to do what's right for them, and it's part of our obligation really is to look at what's best for them, and particularly so they don't suffer. And what we try and gauge is their quality of life, not so much their quantity of life, but what vets as pet owners you should be thinking of is their quality of life. So it's really important, helpful to consult with your vet regularly. They'll help you with that process. So coming in to see them regularly can help you to discuss when the time is right. They're not going to force you into a decision, but they'll help to encourage you to make the right decision at the right time. It's our gift to provide to them so they don't suffer. So it's really important for us to provide that. There are some indications about when the time is right. For example, if they can't get up, or if they're soiling themselves, or if they're obviously in pain, or if they have a chronic condition that can't be managed. So there are some indications with that. But again, vets are here to support you in this time, and it can be a difficult decision. But it's all about finding the right time for that pet, and it might be different, in different ownerships. It really can be. It's not always an easy decision. It really isn't. But often owners, they kind of know when the time is right. But you can often see it. But sometimes it is good to make sure you see your vet. There might be some pain relief and this sort of thing to bear in mind. And also, if you come in early to see that, sometimes conditions which look fatal can actually be treated. So bear that in mind as well. But come and see your vet regularly. And so, what is the actual process of euthanasia, or putting your pet to sleep? Well, it's basically just a huge overdose of anaesthetics. And if anybody's had an anaesthetic, it's not necessarily a bad thing. It's very quick. Often, if it's usually intravenous, often into the vein in the leg, and it can be quite a quick process. It's not a painful process. It's quite smooth. And sometimes vets will take the pet and put a catheter in, depending what the preferences of the vet and the condition, and then they'll give an intravenous injection of a very strong anaesthetic agent. Sometimes a sedation is given, depending on because the pets can often be in pain or in distress. So sometimes it's better to give a sedation, and then you may give an injection in the leg or in the kidney or something like that. And it's something that is discussed with the vet. For your small furries, for your birds, and for hamsters, etc. Often what we do is we take them through to the back, and we give them a little whiff of gas, and then they fall asleep, and we give them an injection. And for that, usually that's not something that we have owners with. But again, it's something with which we discussed with you. One thing to remember is it's not always a pretty experience, because pets, as they pass away, so try not to keep that memory in your mind. Often you're dealing with pets that are in distress. Also, when they do pass, they can often urinate and defecate. Sometimes they can take a little breath afterwards. It's all part of the normal process. Is it a good idea to stay with your pet or not? It's really up to the owners. I'm literally sitting here with my old dog Rogue, who was a rescue dog that was brought in here to be put to sleep, which I spoke about a bit earlier on, and I can't be with, I was with the right to the end, but I can't actually administer an injection to my own pet. It's really up to you, whatever suits you and your family. Look, it is nice if you can, but look, do understand that the veterinary team that you leave your pet in the hands of will be, will look after them. It's something that is a very important part of our role, and in 24 years of practicing, I've only seen people take a huge amount of care and diligence with that. So bear that in mind. If you can, that's great. If you can't, don't feel guilty at all. So sometimes it's nice to spend some time with the pet afterwards, and again, spend a little bit of time to say goodbye, and sometimes that helps. Again, it's really up to you. And then after the vet will talk to you about what you want to do with the body, and tends to be in most cases it's cremation, and in some cases you may have the ashes back. Funny enough, I'm not particularly religious on this, but I do have my dog and my cat, my old dog and cat's ashes here. Just because I felt that it was appropriate. It's really up to you about doing that, or you can take them home to a scattering box, but general communal cremation is probably the most common. You can also take them home to bury, and you have to dig quite a deep hole and bury them. That's also an option as well. Again, all these things the vet's going to talk to you about. I'm just talking to you about them now, because it might help people in that preparation. So we're just going to do another talk as well about how to cope with the loss of a pet, because it can hit us pretty hard. So we'll talk to you that in the next one.